Saturday. Baltimore Celtic wearing the white tops, green shorts. Loudon 98 red out of Virginia in those red tops and the black shorts. No score here in the early going. And Baltimore Celtic with a free kick on their own half. Attacking left to right as you see it. Both teams have struggled in the final third here early. One challenge that everyone will have here in the early going today, trying to beat the heat today, so you see some early start times and a lot of dew on those fields. Makes the ball travel fast, hard to judge. Both teams have struggled a bit early with it. Breaking down the roadmap that it took for these two to get here. Neither team was able to go undefeated in group play. Baltimore Celtic finished 2-1. Celtic lost their final match of pool play, a 1-0 defeat to Seattle United. Seattle United taking on Penn Fusion 98 in the other semifinal of this age group. That's over on field 6 right next to us. And the road for Loudon 98 red, 2-1 in group play as well, just like Baltimore. Loudon finished up with a 2-0 loss on Thursday to Sporting St. Croix in group play. So both teams finishing 2-1 in this opposite group semifinal. But Loudon 98 red, unlike Baltimore Celtic, won their group. Sporting St. Croix, who defeated them in the final game of pool play, that was their only win. They did not advance. And as mentioned earlier, Penn Fusion out of Pennsylvania, the other team to advance out of Group B in this U16 boys division. Still no score here in the early going. Just about 15 minutes in here on field number 7, live from Tulsa, Oklahoma in the Mohawk Sports Complex. Great atmosphere here. The city of Tulsa has embraced this U.S. Youth National Championship. The ball played in. Hard shot on the ground towards the keeper. That came off the right foot of Vasquez. But Quantrell Jones for Baltimore Celtic. Textbook save, going down to one knee, not letting anything to chance. A big boot. We've seen keepers alternate here in the early going between throwing and punting. Neither team applying a lot of pressure on the other's back line. Trying to work that left wing. Here's a ball played inside into the corner of the 18. Nice sliding tackle there. Able to deflect away and win it back. And a foul whistle there against Loudon 98. Neither team has had a golden opportunity yet on a set piece in the other team's half of the field. But this will come about 10 yards across the midway point for Baltimore Celtic. On ball, Robinson takes it, then deflected in and just sailing over the goal. That was Hart, number 17 for Baltimore, who let it fly, but the deflection sent it over. And we'll see our first corner here for Baltimore Celtic of the match. We'll see where they look to play if they elect to go short. And no one checking up at the time being, everyone in there. Four in the box, 2 at the arc. On the ground, towards the arc. Having a crack at it was Hart, but a big miss there. Not out of trouble yet for Loudon. And trying to save it on the right wing. It was DiMartino. Deflected out and a Loudon throw. This is one of 3 games we'll have on field 7 for you today. Coming up at 10 a.m., we will have the U16 girls division in a semifinal matchup. And then tonight, our first national championship game of this entire tournament will kick off right here on field number 7, the U13 boys division. And guess what? Featuring Baltimore Celtic. It's Baltimore Celtic clubs in all age groups, always tough. And no stranger to these national championships. Throw in deep in their own half for Loudon. And head coach Mark Ryan trying to get his guys fired up. Don't mean much motivation once you get to this point in the tournament. It's all about handling those nerves and staying calm under pressure. The midfield here. Good win by Labovitz. The lone man up top. And some attacking wings for Loudon 98 Red. Vasquez on the left side, Foss on the right side. Your keeper for Loudon 98 Red, Colin Shuttler. Quantrell Jones, his opposite, the keeper for Baltimore Celtic. No score here in the early going. These two teams vying for a spot in the U16 Boys National Championship game. And that will be played tomorrow morning at 8:30. Was talking with Loudon 98 coach Mark Ryan before this game got underway, and talked about how his team is no stranger to this level of the national championships. They made it to the semifinals last year before being taken down. Talked about the preparation, hard work it took to get here, and how his guys just had to take it a couple of steps further than they did a year ago. But you have to think, playing at this level just a year ago has to create some sort of advantage for his team, at least mentally, if nothing else, knowing what it's like to play on this big stage. It took a lot of pressure-type games to get here. One of just 8 teams advancing to these national championships. Nice move taken on, and advantage played as keeping control was Nichols. Finally taken off his foot. This is Duncan running down right wing. He's got an advantage. He'll send it in on the ground. Didn't get all of it. And just poked back outside of the box. Easy control here for Loudon. Finding feet in the midfield. And this Loudon team has done a good job early. When they win it deep in their own half, they haven't panicked and just booted one out. They've tried to find feet as best they can, play possession, and find some sort of build-up. Head put on it forward. It was Albrecht that stepped forward to make that play. Holding on that back line, and his team's done a good job so far. That's Golan right next to him, to Albrecht's left, and now cleared out once again. Played on the ground. This is Duncan one more time on that right side. He's been attacking there all day. Just poked away. And Baltimore Celtic will yet again find another corner. A good job by Colin Shuttler, the keeper, to step forward. Played in, headed out near post. Not out of harm's way yet. It'll be chased down by Dennison. He'll play it all the way back. Long boot in. That was Duncan running towards the 18, but it outruns him. And Shuttler quick to step up and grab it. Group play for the U16 boys got underway on Tuesday, as did everybody else. Baltimore Celtic opened with a 2-0 win over Rangers in Group A. Followed that up with a 2-1 victory over Albion White. And that was on Wednesday, so they knew pretty much then that they had all but assured themselves a spot in the knockout stage for their final game. Over in Group B for Loudon 98 Red. Well, they won their opener 1-0 over 98 Premier. Followed that up with a 1-0 victory over Penn Fusion, as mentioned earlier, the other team that advanced out of Group B. So just like Baltimore Celtic winning their first 2 matchups before falling in their finale of group play, but good enough to advance and also for Loudon to win the group. An interesting 2 goals for, 2 against in group play. It's not often you'll see a team with an even final line there in the differential category and come away to win the group. But 1-0 wins in their opening 2 games thrusted them into this knockout stage as the group winner. Meanwhile, Penn Fusion 98, who was the second team to advance, they finished with a 5-1 goals for to goals against. On the wing, this is Nichols trying to make a long run, trying to get past. Good defending there by Carrick, though, but he falls down. Nichols is still on it, trying to beat one man, cuts inside, low shot near post, kick save, deflected out of bounds. We'll see another corner. What a run on the right side by Nichols. Took one man, able to win that battle after being out of position and able to beat another man. And without a doubt, the best scoring opportunity thus far for either side. Good run from Nichols. No rush here from Baltimore Celtic. Head coach Brandon Quaranta directing traffic, letting his guys know exactly where he wants them. Great communication so far from both teams. No surprise for teams making it to this stage in the tournament. Everyone on the same page. This is Nichols once again, trying to beat his man, cuts inside, pulls the trigger on the cross, but deflected away by Sugatan. Sent in, cross, headed down, and it's a goal for Baltimore Celtic. Ball driven towards the back post, and there's your difference right now, and guess who? Dominique Duncan, the forward who will begin his senior year in high school coming up, a verbal commit to Loyola University in Maryland, and Duncan gets the first goal of this semifinal. You could almost see that playing out as the ball was in the air with Duncan's height. There was no one in there that was going to be able to challenge. And a textbook header put on by Duncan, heading it straight to the ground, and no chance for the keeper, Colin Shuttler. And a 1-0 lead for Baltimore Celtic. Taking a quick water break here to get everyone cooled off. And as the sun starts to rise in the Tulsa sky, temperatures continue to heat up, but that's the goal, is to get things taken care of as quickly as possible today and then resume play this evening, avoiding the hottest part of the day. Highs expected to reach the 100-degree mark today in Tulsa. And as a native of Tulsa myself, I can tell you this is the hottest time of year that we've seen. It had been a relatively light summer all through late May, early June, and the early part of July, but things have really started to heat up over these last couple of weeks, just in time for this tournament. But both teams handling it well. And Baltimore Celtic pleased right now. Their work is not done, but happy to have a 1-0 lead to this point in the game. So those mandated water breaks, the halfway point of the first half. So mark that goal down unofficially at about the 20th minute for Dominique Duncan of Baltimore to give them a 1-0 lead. Just a reminder, the winner of this matchup will advance to tomorrow's national championship here in the U16 boys division. Matchup will kick off at 8:30 tomorrow morning. And that will be on field number 6. Winner of this one takes on the winner of Seattle United 98 and Penn Fusion 98. That game is underway as we speak. Right next to us on field number 6. Those two teams just concluding their mandated water break and ready to resume play as well. No score update from that field, but haven't heard any roars from the crowd like we just heard when Dominic Duncan put Baltimore Celtic ahead with the header off the corner, a 1-0 lead for Baltimore Celtic. Their third goal of this last 3 games. They had a 2-1 win on Wednesday and fell in their finale 1-0 on Thursday. So after being shut out in the final group stage game, it's got to be pleasing to get back into the scoring column. So we resume play now. Of course, standard stuff here. Sides stay the same. Midway through this first half and a 1-0 lead for Baltimore Celtic. You can see they are not content with that one goal. Immediately on the attack, but here's a long run down the left side, cutting in and trying to play one on the ground for Loudon. That was Vasquez trying to cut inside, but finally cleared all the way back. It'll be controlled by Golan. Sends it back forward now. And knocked out of bounds. Good shielding there on that left side. Flanagan was the man for Baltimore Celtic who got in front of the attacker. And it sails out of bounds. Misplay there, trying to work that near sideline. What started that attack really, and that sequence that led to the goal ultimately, was a great run down the right wing by Nichols for Baltimore Celtic. Beat 2 defenders, fired a low shot near post. It was a great kick save by Loudon 98 Red keeper Colin Shuttler. Led to one corner, was cleared out again, and the second quarter was the one that did it to give Baltimore Celtic this early lead. This has been the second free kick Baltimore Celtic will have just inside midfield. Everyone getting set up right there towards the 18. Driven low, right towards the middle and headed away. Nice overlapping run there. A chance for Baltimore Celtic. Low driven in, deflected straight up. Trying to hit one on the volley. It was Hart with the right foot, but bouncing in, and the keeper, Shuttler, has got it. A quick throw out. That's been a comfort zone for Shuttler, using his arm to play it out quickly to that right wing. Hart commits the foul there on that right side, and a free kick for Loudon 98 Red. They haven't had it on this half of the field a whole lot. Seven players forward for Loudon 98 Red. The officials trying to sort things out. Played in now, finally soaring up in the air. Quantrell Jones, the keeper's got it. With Quantrell Jones' frame, you like to see that aggressive play from your keeper, not waiting on it to come to him. He soared up, got it at its highest point, and held on. Now a quick counter coming the other way, and a hard foul Taken down on the right side. Was he in the box? Both officials in agreement that it was just outside of the 18. Baltimore Celtic not happy with the call. It was Nicholas Brown attacking for Celtic, coming down that right side before he got upended. And so the free kick will be just outside the box, says the officials. Robinson lined up over ball. It's a two-man wall for Loudon 98 Red. Now it turns into a three-man wall for Loudon 98 Red. Brown ready to drive it. A low ball that deflects off the wall, trying to pop it over one player as it came back to him, and now it'll be cleared out. Two back for Baltimore and taken quickly. On the ground, this is Nicholas Brown again, trying to find feet, but cleared out. And then all alone in the back is Cyrus. Winning it in the back and trying to pull it up that left side. That was Golan coming forward, the big center back. And we'll see a substitution for Baltimore Celtic. Entering the game, Jacob Freelander. Takes over on the pitch for Hart. Daniel Hart for Baltimore Celtic, having a good half to that point. Had some good runs down that left side particularly. It's a 1-0 lead in case you're just joining us. Baltimore Celtic getting the lone goal of this game in about the 20th minute. Dominic Duncan was parked on the back door off of a corner. Used that big frame to soar up, put a head on it, straight down towards the line. And past the keeper, Colin Shuttler of Loudon 98 Red, who had just made a fantastic kick save moments before. Cutting back inside now. Two defenders hit towards the back door with the right foot, and it's in. Tied up the equalizer, Loudon 98 Red. It was sent in by the forward Labovitz. And the trailing man on the back post with the right foot. It was Giovanni Vasquez. So now that call becomes all that much more important. And just moments ago, Baltimore Celtic thought they would have a PK opportunity. Not getting the call they were looking for. And Loudon 98 Red has tied this game up 1 apiece. Play down the left side. Quick cross in low. After one deflection, it's cleared out. Still controlled by Celtic. Going down to the ground, no call, and coming out with it quickly is Vasquez, trying to find feet. And back and forth we go in the midfield. Loudon 98 Red head coach Mark Ryan has got to be pleased, though, with the way his team responded. Had only given up 2 goals in group play, and had only scored 2 themselves. So to give up an early one, and then to see his team battle back to find the equalizer here in this first half, big for his club. This is Nichols. Ball skips past, and on the attack now. Long throw in, bouncing into the box, trying to turn on it. Quick shot with the left foot. That was Robinson. It briefly skipped away from Shuttler, the keeper, but he was quick to pounce on it. And this long ball will skip all the way back to Baltimore keeper Quantrell Jones. This is one semifinal from the U16 boys division. The other semi is currently in the first half. In the field right behind us, field number 6. This is field 7 here at the Mohawk Soccer Complex in Tulsa, Oklahoma. U.S. Youth National Championships. National Championship game will be played tomorrow morning. We'll get underway at 8:30. That will be on field 6. And we'll have live coverage for you right here. Nothing decided so far in this one, though, as we have a 1-1 game in the first half. Ball played on the ground forward, controlling at the back line is Cyrus. Holding on to it, exploring his options, and he'll play wide. As Duncan starts to work forward, he'll go to that right side once again. This is Nichols trying to get the play on the give and go. And well defended by Sugatan, though. Nearly had the win, but Celtic will control. Dennison. And Celtic gets the call there. Dennison got hacked on the leg. A free kick at midfield for Celtic as Loudon 98 Red prepares to make another substitution. Sugatan will come off for Loudon 98 Red. Ryan Art will come over. And into the game now for Loudon 98 Red as we're tied at 1 here late in this first half. Another sub made as well as Nicholas Short will come on. A yellow card will be issued. Head coach for Baltimore Celtic, Brandon Quantra, having a chat with one official here as a little bit of controversy continues. If you're just joining us, there was a foul on the right wing. Baltimore Celtic taken down, and the question was it in the box or not? The free kick ended up being just outside of the box, said the officials. The AR on the right side confirming the attacking right for Baltimore Celtic, that is. It was not a pleasing call here on the Baltimore Celtic side, and then Loudon 98 Red able to tie it up minutes later. 1-1 our score. Forward on the ground, quick turn on it. Brown still on ball. Hard right shot low, and laying down to his right, the keeper, Shuttler, has got another one. It was a good run by Brown. The keeper, Colin Shuttler, has had his work cut out for him so far in this game, but he's come up with 3 big saves so far. Making the run now down the centers, Robinson. He'll hold up, explores options, now makes a quick turn. On the ground, looking for Brown again. Gets upended, no call, and Robinson will win it back. Great effort there. Coming forward, this is Duncan. He'll hit one low with the right foot. Deflected away, though. It went off the back of the legs of Golan. Cleared out, and you can sense a little bit of urgency here from Baltimore Celtic. They'd love to take some momentum into the half. They've got Loudon 98 red on their heels at this time. A little bit of open real estate there for Nichols. Had trouble controlling it initially. Still able to win it. Playing it inside. This is Duncan. And poked away. No one making a run forward. Nichols taking ownership of that one, saying my fault. And makes a clear path all the way back to Colin Shuttler. Your goal scorers, Baltimore Celtic had a 1-0 lead. It was Dominic Duncan in the 20th minute. And in about the 33rd, Giovanni Vasquez off the assist from Jacob Labovitz for Loudon 98 red, finding the equalizer. 1-1 your score. Here's a run up by Brown, trying to find the feet of Nichols on the ground, playing that ball through. Substitution being made here in the late stages of the first half by both teams. Ayush Rahman for Loudon 98 red. Gabriel Quintero for Baltimore Celtic comes on. Long ball played all the way into the box, soaring up. Quintrell Jones has got it. It's the second time he's come forward on a long free kick and able to hold on. Good stuff from the keeper in the back, Quintrell Jones. Making a run now down the right side. This is Quintero. Another sub will be made here in the late stages. A little extra breather here before the end of the first half. Christopher McDonald coming on for Baltimore Celtic. Gives Dennison a rest. There was initially some space there for Freelander as he came down the left wing. Poked away at the last minute. Slows down the attack. Still a throw for Celtic. There it is. Ending the first half with the whistle there, as we've got a 1-1 game. Your scoring summary for the first half: Baltimore Celtic opened up the scoring. A 20th minute goal. Dominic Duncan on the back door used his head off of a corner kick to give Celtic a 1-0 lead. And then later on in the 33rd, Giovanni Vasquez off a Jacob Labovitz assist. A low cross towards the back post. Vasquez was there, finished it with his right foot. And that is where we stand, 1-1 in this U16 boys national semifinal. A spot on the line in the national championship game tomorrow morning at 8:30. The other semifinal just reached halftime as well. We'll try to get an update on that game to have for you when we come back in the second half. That semifinal featuring Seattle United 98 and Penn Fusion 98. A brief break and back with the action. It's a 1-1 game at halftime between Baltimore Celtic and Loudon 98 Red. from right to left on your viewing screen there. Making the run forward here. Left-footed cross towards the back door, deflected away. Baltimore Celtic wanting the handball, and they get it. It was a solid cross in from that left side by Flanagan. Came towards the back door, and it was trying to be cleared out by Loudon 98 Red. The handball call inside of the box. If you're just joining us, there was a very controversial call in the first half. Baltimore Celtic attacking the right side, moving right at the edge of the box, and a player upended. Everyone on this side thought it should have been a PK. That was not the call. It resulted in a free kick outside of the box. At that point, Baltimore Celtic was up 1-0. So they thought they should have had a PK, but this time they get the call. And guess who's on ball for Baltimore Celtic? Dominic Duncan, who had the first goal of this game in the 20th minute. He's looking to put his club up once again. Right-footed player lined up. The keeper for Loudon 98 Red, Colin Shuttler. Duncan's got the green light. Strikes right foot, goes low right. And it's a 2-1 game. Baltimore Celtic takes the lead early here in the second frame. Colin Shuttler, the keeper for Loudon 98 Red, guessed the right way, but struck with enough pace and great positioning by Dominic Duncan, his second goal of the game, and Baltimore Celtic is back on top. Loudon 98 Red was able to answer in the first half after they fell behind. How will their mentality be after taking that big blow here early in the second half? This is Flanagan working that left side. He was the one who got that started with that last PK, sending that cross from the left side, putting pressure on the Loudon 98 Red back line. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Celtic for a throw. This is Flanagan. Hopping into the box, cleared out momentarily. Not out of harm's way yet. This is Dennison on ball. Popped up. There's Nichols back in at that right wing spot, and boy, did he play well in the first half. Throw headed on by Brown. The lone man up top for Baltimore. It was a very tough road through pool play for both sides. For this Baltimore Celtic team, they won their first two games. The 2-0 win in the opener on Tuesday versus Rangers. Coming inside. Hart's going to play a ball on the ground. Hard shot with the left foot by Nichols just outside the 18. Right into the midsection of Shuttler. Shots continue to fly. That's the fifth shot on goal for Baltimore Celtic. And back quickly forward, attacking. This is Brown. Trying to beat one defender. Gets upended. Flag goes up. And it's going to come the other way. They're going to get Brown for use of the arms there, as he tried to swim his way inside the box. But back to the results that staked these two teams in a matchup here in the semifinals. And Baltimore Celtic winning that opening game on Tuesday. They turned around the very next day and got a 2-1 win over Albion White. Lost their final game in the group stage to Seattle United 98. And Seattle United 98 currently up 2-0 at halftime in their semifinal against Penn Fusion. United 98, however, no surprise that they are up, as they were the only team in this U16 boys group to go undefeated in group play, 3-0, outscoring their opponents 7-1. Meanwhile, on the other side of the spectrum, Loudon 98 Red won their opening 2 games of group play as well. On Tuesday, a 1-0 win, followed up on Wednesday, getting a 1-0 win over Penn Fusion, the other team that's in the semis on field 6 right next to us, and lost their final game of group play. 2-0 loss to Sporting St. Croix, who did not advance. Sporting St. Croix, that was their lone win of this tournament. The 2 groups, top 2 from each group advancing. Baltimore Celtic and Loudon 98 Red. If you're just joining us, it's a 2-1 lead for Baltimore Celtic. The go-ahead goal coming here early in the second half on a PK. Dominic Duncan converting his second goal of this game. Duncan, the young man who will graduate this coming year. He'll be a senior when he returns to school. He's already given a verbal commitment to Loyola University in the state of Maryland, so he'll stay in state and go to a strong program in Loyola. Trying to counter now, Loudon 98 Red. Ball played out, opportunity for Hart. He'll immediately cut inside to the middle of the field, getting past one man. His final touch, though, skipping away from him. And Loudon 98 will control. Do have a schedule change to update you on, in case you're interested, here on field number 7. 3 games scheduled today, this being the first. Game 2 will come your way immediately following this one. And that will be a girls semifinal matchup. U16 division. And our third game of the day, as we try to avoid the heat, was scheduled to be at 5:30 this evening. Instead, that has been moved now to 7 p.m. That is a U13 boys national championship game featuring the same club, Baltimore Celtic, against Real Galaxy. So a 7 o'clock kickoff for that one. It's scheduled to be our first national championship game of this entire tournament for any age group. Tournament directors and officials have done a great job getting this scheduling in order as best they can to try to avoid the heat for these players. Early morning start times and then nothing going on in the middle of the day. And then evening start times for tonight's national championship games. Same thing tomorrow. A staggered 2-game segment on every field, and all of those will be national championship games. As this tournament gets set to conclude, it got underway on Tuesday. Players, coaches, parents, fans of all kinds are worn out, but the energy is still flowing, though, for those that have made it to this stage. No time to feel tired or fatigued. This is Hart. He's been active here so far in the second half as Baltimore Celtic has tried to work that left side. Inside and back to the right. Moving forward, this is Steiner all the way from the back line. Put into the box. Baltimore Celtic wanting another handball. Not going to get the call. Instead, it will be a corner for Celtic. Possessing a 2-1 lead. Goal coming in the 20th minute. That was your game opener from Dominic Duncan, a corner kick. He was on the back post, headed it down and in. Giovanni Vasquez in the 33rd minute for Loudon 98 Red, the equalizer. 1-1 was your halftime score, but early here in the second half, 47th minute, a cross came in, a handball in the box by Loudon 98 Red, and Dominic Duncan got his second goal of this game, putting the PK in the lower right corner to put Celtic back in front. Here comes the corner kick. Driven in, driven out. Headed down and now punched out. Celtic will control. This is Flanagan. Put in towards the 18. Duncan went up for it at the same time with Golan. Golan goes tumbling down, but the header came out. Loudon 98 Red, coached by Mark Ryan, was talking to him before this matchup got underway, talked about how his team reached the national semifinal a season ago. So this stage is nothing new for them. And they know what it took to get here. And trying to find that extra step, reach the national championship game, but finding themselves in a bit of a hole right now. What's got to be comforting, though, for Ryan and his crew was seeing the way that his team responded after falling behind 1-0 in the first half. They were able to battle back, find the equalizer. But now the question becomes, can they do it again? This Loudon 98 Red team had just 2 goals in 3 group stage games. So they would have to at least equal their total here in regulation of what they did in 3 group play games just to try to extend this one. It's been all on defense. Was chatting with some of the players as well. I said, you got any interesting notes about this team? Any fun facts? 2 players, first word out of their mouth was defense. The way we got here was defense. That's what's carried us to this point. That's what we expect to carry us forward. There's been some breakdowns in the back. But the keeper, Colin Shuttler, although he has got 2 goals against him, he has made some spectacular saves in this one. And it could be a lot more than a 2-goal scoring effort thus far for Baltimore Celtic, had it not have been for Shuttler, the keeper, for Loudon 98 Red. If you ask him, though, like any keeper, probably unhappy with anything but a shutout. But Shuttler deserves a star for his efforts so far. Ball played through. Long run for Brown. Gets to it quickly. Defended by Golan. He'll cross it in low towards the back door, but no one was there. They outraced everyone, and it will be a goal kick. You'll see a mandated water break here in every game of this tournament when you reach the halfway point. .22.5-minute mark is what you're looking for to get that break. And a yellow card will be issued here. Yellow issued to Giovanni Vasquez, the goal scorer for Loudon 98 Red. And if you've been paying attention to the keeper, Colin Shuttler, for Loudon 98 Red, he's the keeper on the left side of your screen wearing that baby blue. Thank you. Been limping just a little bit. That's been going on since the first half. It hadn't seemed to affected his play. Although I will say this, he has favored the throw when he has possession more so than the punt in this game. Played backside. This is Foss that will cross in. Initially it was brought down, but that touch too far away and it was cleared out. DiMartino, the man for Celtic, was able to get it out of harm's way. Sun continues to rise here in the Tulsa skies. Temperatures continue to heat up. And these 2 teams inching closer to that mandated water break at the midway point of this second half. And the official showing the 5-minute sign now. So you do the math. We're at about the 63rd minute here of this national semifinal, and it's a 2-1 advantage for Baltimore Celtic in the white tops against Loudon 98 Red out of Virginia in the red jerseys. And we'll see a substitution here for Loudon 98 Red at the next opportunity. Running forward here, this is Robinson for Celtic, trying to attack that left side. And just over the end line, goal kick coming. Now the substitution will occur. Noah Mazzatenta will come on for Loudon 98 Red. Ryan Piska will take a break. Have to wonder if fatigue is starting to set in for these two teams. Both had the day off yesterday after playing 3 consecutive days of group play, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But at this point in the season, while there might be some bumps, bruises, a little bit of ailing here and there, the body is sure in the shape you want it for game condition. Although you could say that neither of these two are used to these type of conditions. Not going to see any 100-degree days to speak of in the states of Virginia or Maryland at this point, although I will say I was in Maryland for about 3 weeks, and that was about 3 weeks ago, and there were some days there where the humidity really rivaled that of the state of Oklahoma that you commonly see. It can definitely take a toll on you. All temperatures of the same degree are not necessarily created equal when you factor in things like wind and humidity. Currently sitting at about the 70th minute. It's a 2-1 lead for Baltimore Celtic. U16 Boys National Semifinal. Seattle United taking on Penn Fusion in the other semifinal in the U16 Boys Division, and those two teams have just reached their mandated water break, so put those two right at about 68-minute mark. Seattle United held a 2-0 lead at halftime. That really didn't come as a surprise to see that result, as Seattle United was undefeated in group play, the only team in this U16 Boys Division that went undefeated in the 3 games of group play, outscoring their opponents 7-1, so they continue their dominance over their opponents here thus far. We should be approaching that water break here any moment now. Trying to push the issue forward and instead pickpocket it away, and it's a one-on-one run. Moving forward is Brown for Celtic. He's got an in, toe pokes right over the keeper's gloves, and it's a 3-1 lead for Baltimore Celtic. Nicholas Brown gets goal number 3 just before the mandated water break whistle. Same result as the first half. Celtic got their goal just before that midway point break. And this time it's Nicholas Brown for Celtic, a 3-1 advantage. Brown using his speed there, racing to the outside of the defender. And as he got into the box, just let a quick shot go with the toe poke. And the keeper, Colin Shuttler, trying to get his hands up quickly, but it looked like it just squeezed through the gloves, had little reaction time. And the result is a 3-1 advantage as we've got about 25 minutes to play in this game if you factor in extra time. The Baltimore Celtic has got to be feeling good about themselves, though, at this point. Loudon 98 Red, a team all based off defense through the group stages. That's what their team described themselves as. And if you find yourself down 3-1 at this stage of the game, you have to think, not a team that's designed necessarily to come back, but anything can happen. They didn't reach a national semifinal without having any offense to speak of. They've already got one goal in this game. It came from Giovanni Vasquez in the 33rd minute. They're going to have to find a way to get past the Baltimore Celtic back line, something they've struggled with all game long. But give credit, you've often heard the phrase, a good defense results in a good offense, and that's been the case for Baltimore Celtic. They've possessed well in the midfield, controlled in the final third as well, and they've always tried to find feet when their back line is pressured. Instead of just a quick clearance out, they've tried to play the possession game, and it's worked so far for them. Your scoring breakdown, Dominic Duncan in the 20th minute for Baltimore Celtic. Puts in the header off the corner kick. 33rd minute, Giovanni Vasquez equalized for Loudon 98 Red. Just a couple of minutes into this second half. A cross put into the box by Baltimore Celtic. It was misplayed. A handball by Loudon 98 Red gave a PK to Celtic. Dominic Duncan converted, going low to the right, his second goal of the game. And just moments ago, Nicholas Brown putting Celtic up 3-1 in a very important insurance goal at this stage. Nicholas Brown, like his teammate Dominic Duncan, who has 2 goals, both those gentlemen are verbally committed to Loyola University in the state of Maryland. Can certainly see why from their performance thus far in this game. Back underway here as 22 minutes remain in regulation. You could argue about 25 if you include the estimated stoppage time that might be added onto this one. And we'll see a quick substitution here after the water break by Loudon 98 Red. No stranger to the pitch in this game. Nicholas Short will be the man to check in for Loudon 98 Red. And the keeper, Shuttler, coming forward. Mentioned earlier how he was limping, and if you have a glimpse of him there, you see really ailing as he makes his way back to the box. And as soon as that final whistle blew for the water break, one of his teammates kind of attending to him to make sure he was okay. Something visibly wrong. A nice sliding effort there. DiMartino, the man to slide in and knock it away. Able to angle it off enough to where it's a throw and not a corner. But without a doubt, the type of pressure that Loudon 98 Red is going to have to apply if they're going to get back in this game. It just takes one to give them a chance. But easier said than done. And another goal just scored on the field right behind us, field number 6 by Seattle United. They had a 2-0 lead at halftime. That's the other semi in this U16 boys division, taking on Penn Fusion, both 98 clubs. Seattle United looking strong right now to punch their ticket to the championship. If these results hold, you would see a rematch between Baltimore Celtic and Seattle United 98. They were both in Group A. They met up in group play on Thursday, and Seattle United 98 took a 1-0 victory over Baltimore Celtic. Celtic won their opening 2 games of group play 2-0. Referee getting involved here to sort things out and ensure there are no extracurricular activities beyond what we've already seen. This game has featured a little bit of controversy, a call that Baltimore Celtics thought should have resulted in a PK for them early in the first half, and maybe they were justified in thinking so. Didn't get the call. At that point, they were up 1-0, and then later, Loudon 98 Red tied it up. That made them really remember that call. Substitution now, though, for Celtic, as Hart will take a breather. He's played well on that left side today. Built up some attacks for his club. Still waiting on this free kick, and Celtic is going to put a two-man wall in front of this free kick just to try to alter the direction a little bit. Short will hit it with the left foot, driven in towards the 18, takes one hop, finds the midsection of Quantrell Jones. Keeper hasn't been tested a whole lot today, but the balls that have come his way, they've been all his. And a yellow card is going to be issued to Jones. Well, obviously a big miscommunication here on the field, and everybody wondering what's going on. Jones certainly the recipient of a yellow card. It appears to be a wasting time call. And Loudon 98 Red holding on to that ball, so they think they're going to have a free kick. Referee looking over at the AR here on the near sideline. So indeed, that's going to be the play. This will be indirect. So a quick touch. And Baltimore Celtic lining up 10 yards past ball and setting up a big-time wall. It's a 7-man wall right now for Baltimore Celtic in front of goal. You got to be careful. If you look to this near sideline, and it's the far post from where the ball is positioned, 3 Loudon Red players. So you have to be aware that you could find a ball just played low and on the ground through to try to give an opportunity. They'll see what Loudon 98 Red tries to do. Here's the quick touch. Striking with the right foot, and it's in. Guess who? Giovanni Vasquez. Second goal of the game. Vasquez had one in the 33rd minute, and he gets another here. It is a 1-goal difference. So both teams at this point could certainly view this as we really shot ourselves in the foot for one of the goals we've given up. Baltimore Celtic getting the PK early here in the second half came off of a handball in the box. And now this last goal, the direct result of a keeper error on Quantrell Jones. First mistake he's made in this game. He has played particularly well before then. But his club's still in front. Baltimore Celtic in white leading 3-2. As we are under 20 to play here in regulation. And probably getting closer to the 80th minute as we trek forward. Loudon 98 Red only scored 2 goals in 3 group stage games. And now they've scored 2 here today, both off the foot of Giovanni Vasquez. Winner earns a spot in the U16 Boys National Championship game. And it appears their opponent will be Seattle United 98, who has a Comfortable lead right now on the field right behind us against Penn Fusion 98. That national championship game tomorrow morning at 8:30 on Field 6 here at the Mohawk Sports Complex in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Great to see the way the community has rallied around this tournament. And great job by the tournament officials and directors. Get things going. Keep everything on task. Doing a good job to schedule around the heat as well. Games being played in the early part of the day here as we are in the knockout stage section of this tournament for all age divisions. Early morning games today, and then we will resume play this evening. 3 games today on this field, this being the first of those. We'll kick off another game immediately following this one, a national semifinal for the U16 girls division. Tonight, U13 boys national championship game, 7 o'clock start time. Ball played on the ground. This is Duncan. Big hit with the right foot, but sails over the bar. And a goal kick coming. Long ball played towards midfield. Headed down, Celtic trying to control. This is Brown on ball, beating one man, splits 2 defenders now. Lets go of one at the last moment, and a Loudon 98 red defender able to get a foot on it to slow it down, and the keeper, Shuttler, quick to scoop it up and put it right back in play, trying to attack that far sideline now. And Celtic doing what they've done all game, preventing Loudon 98 from stringing together multiple passes. This is Robinson. Luring 2 defenders there into the corner. Will give it off to Dennison. Dennison back to Robinson, cutting back towards the end line. Low cross with the left hand. It's deflected out by the keeper towards the top. Left-footed shot by Nichols just over the bar. Head coach Brandon Quaranta urging his team on. Pleased with the play he is seeing. Baltimore Celtic clinging to a 3-2 lead. Wanting a spot in the national championship game. Loudon 98 red trying to prevent a loss in the national semifinal for the 2nd consecutive year. Robinson controls in the middle. Put this into the corner, and Shuttler's going to chase it down, trying to avoid a deep throw-in on their own half. He was able to get a touch on it, but not able to save it, and you have to wonder if how he is ailing. You can see him limping there, that right leg giving him some problem. Certainly hope that it's nothing serious for the keeper, Shuttler, who has made some fantastic saves in this game. Two teams separated by just a little bit geographically. Loudon 98 red out of Virginia, Baltimore Celtic not far down the road from them. But these two teams having to come a long ways here into the Midwest in Tulsa to meet up. This ball deflected away, and for Loudon 98, it's Foss that will chase it down. Back towards the middle. This is short. Trying to play one forward, does so. Michael Scully trying to chase it down and send one in. But instead, we'll see a goal kick. Long boot here forward by the keeper, Quantrell Jones. Well across midfield. Good shielding there by the defender. Turned over. Guess whose feet it finds? Nicholas Brown. Right now, he's got what stands as the game-winning goal. Cutting to his right. Right-footed shot deflected away. It'll be a corner kick for Celtic. Taking time to get set up here. It's a 3-2 lead for Baltimore Celtic. 2 goals by Dominic Duncan. Nicholas Brown with the third. That came in the 68th minute. For Loudon 98 Red, Giovanni Vasquez with both goals. He has the most recent goal of this game, coming mid-70s minutes. No official time that's visible to us at this time. But we are approaching the end of this game. Less than 10 minutes remain in regulation. And a corner kick coming for Baltimore Celtic. Trying to advance on to the national championship, which will kick off tomorrow morning at 8:30. Driven towards the back post, headed straight up in the air and off top net. The keeper, Shetler, appeared to have it covered. He knew exactly where it was at. Trying to play quickly on the ground. Instead, we'll see substitutions that we're waiting to come on. 2 for Loudon 98 Red. Michael Zhang will check in, along with Ryan Art. Michael Scully and Justin Sugatan will take a breather. Cutting inside. Making the run is Brown. One-on-one defending. Cuts to his left. Hard shot with the left foot. Didn't cut it enough as the ball was running away from him and a goal kick coming. Another quick sub is going to be made by Loudon 98 Red. Ayush Rahman will come in. Eamon Carrick, man subbing out for Loudon 98. These two teams both finishing up 2-1 in group play. Both losing their final match and trying to rebound and get back to winning ways here in the semifinal. And we've got a close one just as to be expected. Baltimore Celtic has never trailed in this game. They led 1-0. Then the equalizer made it 1-1, your halftime score. They got a quick goal off a PK early here in the second half, followed up by a 68th minute goal from Nicholas Brown to take a 3-1 lead. And most recently, Giovanni Vasquez with his second goal of the match for Loudon 98 Red to bring it to just a 1-goal deficit. Loudon 98 trying to find that late equalizer. Celtic fending off everything thus far. Since that second goal came through, hasn't been any quality chances for Loudon 98 Red. This ball's going to sneak through, but into the box and all the way back to the keeper, Jones. They'll have to pressure him before he picks it up. lets it fly with a big boot. Settling down. Ball out plays there on the left side. Cleared out by Celtic. Sub coming on for Celtic. Freelander's going to come back in the midfield. Ball played towards the 18, takes a big hop, headed straight up, it's still loose. And a whistle before that final header that clanged off the post. A foul against Loudon 98 red. Free kick deep in their own half for Celtic. Not able to be settled down. Quick throw in here on the near sideline. A lot of traffic there. Celtic controlling for the moment, taken away. The buildup has got to happen now for Loudon 98 red. Game has just gone final on the field behind us. U16 boys semifinal. And we have one championship ticket punched. Seattle United 98 will be in the national championship game tomorrow morning at 8:30. Take on the winner here, and there is the insurance goal that Celtic was looking for. Misplayed in the back, and the ball finds the upper 90 left corner for goal number 4. No time for celebration for Baltimore Celtic. They've got to get back and defend over these final weaning moments. A yellow card has just been issued to the Loudon keeper, Colin Shuttler. So Baltimore Celtic leading here 4-2 in the final stages. Subs coming on. There's your final whistle and your final score. Baltimore Celtic out of the state of Maryland punching their ticket to the national championship game in the U16 boys division as they defeat Loudon 98 red out of Virginia. Final score 4-2. Your scoring summary: Dominic Duncan for Baltimore Celtic got things going early. It was a corner kick. Duncan setting up shop on the back post, used his head for the first goal of this game. Back in the 20th minute. The equalizer was found by Giovanni Vasquez of Loudon 98 in the 33rd off a Jacob Lebovitz assist. The low cross that Vasquez planted home with his right foot. We were tied at 1 at halftime. But in the early minutes of the second half, a long cross sent in from the left side. It was misplayed. A handball in the box by Loudon 98 red. PK converted by Dominic Duncan for his second goal of the game and gave Celtic a 2-1 lead. Nicholas Brown on a one-on-one, able to beat a defender, toe poke it past the keeper to give Celtic a 3-1 lead. And round about the 78th minute, Giovanni Vasquez off a free kick. A whistle against the Celtic keeper gave that indirect free kick, and Vasquez, after the touch, planting it home in the lower left corner for his second goal. And gave Loudon 98 red life once again. But the insurance goal coming just moments before the final whistle for Baltimore Celtic as they win it 4-2. As we recap play so far that has led us up to now the national championship matchup. Group A, Baltimore Celtic finished 2-1 in group play. Their only loss was to Seattle United 98, who was the only undefeated team through group play in this entire U16 boys division. Those two both getting the semifinal victory. Seattle United 98 taking down Penn Fusion. And that is what has led us to the national championship contest. It'll be a rematch between those two out of Group A. Seattle United 98 took the final game of group play featuring those two. It was a 1-0 win for Seattle United. That was 2 days ago on Thursday. That's what has staked these two into the national championship game. That will be tomorrow morning. Start time on field number 6 for that national championship game will be at 8:30 a.m., and we will have live coverage for you for that contest. Congratulations to Loudon 98 Red on a great season and a national semifinal appearance. All the players there and head coach Mark Ryan. And congratulations to Baltimore Celtic head coach Brandon Kawanta and his crew. They have punched their ticket into the national championship game tomorrow morning, 8:30 start time on field number 6. A reminder to stay with us. Our next game coming up here on field number 7, U16 girls national semifinal action. We'll have live coverage for you coming up shortly. That game will feature JFC Storm 98-99 out of the state of Florida, taking on future Academy Forte Elite out of the state of Missouri. Until then, for everyone here at USYS Soccer, I'm Josh Haley saying good day.